Hi, and welcome back to another episode of The Breakdown with Bethany. I'm Bethany Silva, and today my guest is cookbook author, television host, and mom, Lee Biegel. Katie and I are going to be talking all about travel and food, and it turns out, even if your mom is a chef and one of the most well-known foodies in America, you're still snacking on goldfish and fruit snacks like the rest of our kids. So definitely check it out. I'm so curious about this partnership because when they pitched me to interview you, I was like, one of the talking points is that you got engaged on the Orient Express. I mean, like, talk about setting the bar really super duper high, right?
Well, it wasn't actually, the engagement wasn't actually on the train. So we had gone to Paris and my husband proposed in Paris, and then we got on the train and went to Venice. So it was super romantic and just one of those once in a lifetime trips. And that kind of feels like, I'll always remember it. It's, and like you said, set the bar really high. Like he set the bar really high for romance for the rest of our relationship.
Yeah, I'm trying to think I don't even remember like my husband's proposal. It was probably, I think it was even at a restaurant I didn't even like. So, but anyway, for him, he did it the right way. But do tell us about the partnership with Trainline because that sounds really fun.
So I was really excited when Trainline approached me because trains have been a part of my life since I was a little kid. I grew up in West Virginia, and my grandpa was a train engineer there. So on the coal trains, he would drive those. And I've always felt this special connection to trains because I was so close to him that as an adult, whenever I hear a train, I always think it's my grandpa saying hi. And when I was in college, I studied abroad in Europe. So every weekend I was on a train traveling around Europe. And as an adult, when I've gone back to Europe, we've train traveled quite a bit. And I think it's just the easiest way to get around. And now as a parent, the thought of getting on a train is a lot less daunting than going to the airport and packing up everything. It's just a lot easier to get up and move around with kids and to have all their stuff and their snacks and their drinks. It's a lot less to worry about. So in the Trainline app, you can book all of your trains then right through that app, and it's not as much guesswork. I always found it kind of intimidating to book my train travel from the US for a European trip, and now it's really simple.
That's lovely. I mean, we took a domestic train ride last summer with my boys, and I was like, this is fantastic. It really is. It really is so much easier for traveling with kids.
It really is.
And your daughter is quite young still. So do you have tips for traveling, whether it's on a train or just, packing tips or what
Mhm.
keeping her busy while you guys are in motion? What do you suggest?
Literally 2 minutes before we hopped on here, one of my girlfriends was texting me that she's going back and forth on whether or not to go to Europe this summer with her toddler. We did it last summer with Iris. We went to Italy, and we're going to do it again this summer. And I think my number one tip is to just have low expectations of what that is going to look like. I think that you have to understand that it's a family trip, not a vacation. And so it's going to look a lot different than your travels looked before you had children. Like the Instagram pictures of people laying on the beach with their Aperol spritz is probably not the vacation that you're going to have. So if that's your expectation, then maybe you should reconsider. But if you are expecting to go and make memories with your kids, have some moments that are super struggling and some moments that are just complete bliss. It's like the highs and lows when you travel with your kids. So I think it's about managing your expectations going into it is my number one, is to wrap your head around what a trip is going to look like with kids versus without kids.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I've been a parenting editor for over a decade and I've never quite heard it put like that. Like, is a trip, not a vacation. So I'm going to use that, but please go ahead.
Great. Um, yeah, and I look back on the trip last year and think of what our struggles were and how I can change that and make it a little bit more manageable this year. I think when you're packing to go on a train trip or an airline trip or car trip, anything, snacks are so important. Like, I have so many snacks. And of course, things to keep them entertained, whether it's coloring books or a tablet. I'm a big fan of the electronics. I know that people want to poo-poo that, but my thought is everybody's going to be a lot happier. The kid's going to be happier. I'm going to be happier, and everybody else around me is going to be happier. So do whatever you can to keep your sanity in the actual travel part. And then I think when you get to your destination, don't have the pressure on yourself to pack everything that you think you're going to need. Like, there's no need to pack a bunch of toys. They're going to be entertained by a new environment. If you know, you're thinking of all these cute little outfits for them, they're just like us. Whenever I go on a trip, I pack all my cute outfits and I wear the same pair of sweatpants and t-shirt just about every day, or like the same pair of jeans, and they want to dress comfortably too. So just, I think the whole thing is about taking pressure off of yourself and keeping it as simple as possible.
It is kind of a phenomenon, like what we like, how aspirationally we pack, like when it comes to outfits every day, when
Oh yeah.
I'm in leggings and the t-shirt. And anyways, I totally agree.
Always.
But
Always. I have in my head like all these ideas of what I want to wear. And I'm like, I don't dress like that at home. Why do I think I'm going to dress like that on vacation? And then you got to schlep it all over the place. Keep it simple.
I love that. And then I'm
I
sort of
usually pack one suitcase that's for both me and Iris so that I don't have two separate ones. I just do one big one for the two of us.
that makes a lot of sense. And also I'm kind of wondering, because you did mention snacks, and we know that you are, you know, like the master, like chef, foodie, everything. Do Iris's snacks look like my kids' snacks, which are just like goldfish and granola bars? Or are they like, is she getting something extra special?
I promise you, Iris's snacks look just like your kids' snacks. I would love for her to eat all the things that I want to make for her, but she has very little interest in it. So I usually pack a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because I know that's not going to go bad. I always pack bags of either cheddar bunnies or goldfish. She loves those. Fruit snacks can work magic. I'm a big fan of bribery if I need it. So I have no problem with saying, if you have this, then we'll do a fruit snack. And I do always bring actual fruit. Like, she loves oranges. Actually, peeling an orange will keep her busy for a couple minutes, and then it'll keep her busy to eat it. So I like snacks like that. Little boxes of raisins or dried cranberries she gets really excited about. So again, I just keep it really simple. I always wear a backpack, and I have it in different sections. So the snacks all go in one bag in the backpack. The pull-ups and wipes go in another bag in the backpack. The extra set of clothes go in another bag. And she's really prone to motion sickness. So I always have extra clothes and a baggie for her. Actually, the only mode of transportation that she has not gotten sick on is the train.
Oh, that's nice. I'm wondering if
Yes.
my son is really prone to motion sickness as well. I mean, puke everywhere all the time.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if that, I don't know, maybe it's just like being able to move around. It's not the confined thing. Maybe that could be.
Yeah. Because she's gotten sick on planes, cars, boats, everything. Train is the only one she hasn't gotten motion sickness on.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that, actually, on a personal note. And when we talk about traveling as a family, like, well, I travel a lot with my family. We've been doing it since they were little kids, because I really find it's, of course, it's a bonding experience. You're spending this kind of like intense time together, but we're also like experiencing something new together, like at the same time. These are all new experiences. And can you talk to a little bit about that? Something with Iris, maybe it's like a new cuisine, or, you know, just like a fun thing that you guys all sort of like saw through fresh eyes together.
I have found that when we're traveling, she is much more likely to try new foods than when we're at home. Even when we're at a restaurant that's here in New York, I guess she still has that comfort feeling of being at home. Whereas when we took her to Italy, she tried a lot of different things there, different kinds of pastas. She ate lentils, which surprised me. We were on a trip to LA last winter and she was eating everything there, trying it all. So I think that there's a sense of exploration, the same that we get as adults. The kids feel it as well, and a sense of excitement to try something new. And really, if for us, the place we always go in Italy where we got married, that we took her last summer, we're going again this summer, seeing it through her eyes for the first time too. I've been there so many times over the years. Um, and seeing it with her just was like the most special thing. And I have this memory of sitting on a beach chair with her and just looking in her eyes and her giggling, and it's like forever in my brain as like the happiest moment, and that feeling of your cup being completely full. Like it was just amazing. And then I also have memories of saying, I really just need to have a cup of coffee by myself. And my husband trying to take her for a walk and her coming back crying because she just wanted mom. So again, manage the expectations. It's a family trip, not a vacation.
I feel like that's also like why we do. We get really, really like high highs on a family trip that like are once in a lifetime experiences that sort of balance out those chaotic moments where I'm on like the third puke bag in the airplane with my son. So
Exactly. Which is why we're going and doing it again. It's like I forgot all that stuff.
Yeah, your selective short-term memory, whatever it is.
Yeah, like traveling with a kid is kind of like just going to a new place and not having all your tricks to to keep them fully happy.
Right.
So there's a lot of adapting.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, you mentioned you're going to Italy. Is there any other summer plans you guys got going on? I know you guys are out east. I'm here in the city, but we'll be going out east too. So what do you
Oh,
guys?
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be out there most of the summer. We're in the city right now. We came back for 3 days, and going back Thursday
Okay.
for the rest of the summer. Iris is going to do a little day camp. She's real sporty, so she's going to be playing outside. And I think they do little like soccer and tennis and basketball and swim. And I can't wait to watch her experience all of it. So we'll be out there. I'm hopefully going to be cooking a lot and taking her to the farm stand. And I'm really hoping that by her going to the farm stands, that encourages her to try some more veggies.
I love that. That we'll take that as a tip for like, parents who might have picky eaters on their
Oh,
hands. Just get them
I
in.
have I am a picky eater. I'm not above saying you can have a popsicle if you eat your veggies.
Bribery, right? Always.
Yes. I know everything online says not to do that, but it works.
I mean, it's so funny, like tech, I sort of call myself like a parenting expert, but like my 7-year-old crawled into bed last night and I just let him, like, what are you gonna do? We're like literally like just trying to get through each day.
Yeah, trying to get through it. Whatever it takes.
I love that. We're gonna wrap up, but what is your favorite thing to cook over the summer?
Oh gosh. My favorite thing to cook basically is anything on the grill. I love turning on the grill and cooking outside. This past weekend we did grilled pizzas for Father's Day. But I love making big salads too. So I've got my big trough salad bowl. I was just having it before we got on here. Just piling in whatever I have in the fridge of veggies. And in the summer they just taste so good. And the Hamptons has so many great produce, veggies, fruits, everything that come in season. But the lettuce out there is my number one. Well, not my number one. The tomatoes and the corn too. But tomatoes, corn, and lettuce are like my top three for summer produce. It just tastes so fresh and delicious. It's hard to go back to the grocery store after that.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for the time. This was great. I feel like I learned a
Thank
lot about
you.
travel and food, so I do appreciate it.
I hope so. I'm just like everybody else, a mom trying to get by. So
Absolutely. Hey, we
I'm
love it.
I'll take any tips anyone else has too. I'm on the website looking for all the tips as well. So my number one is just keep it simple on everything in life.
I think that's like totally valid. So thank you so much, Katie. Really, really appreciate
Thank
the time.
you. Thank you. Great to meet you. Hope I see you out east.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Have a great summer.
Bye.